One of the very important term in physics is image. And actually, what is image? How can we define image? We can define like this. After the reflection or refraction of light, the impression of the object which appears similar to the object is called image. And it is of two types. First one, real image, and second one, virtual image. Okay, now we are clear that there are two types of image. One is real, another is virtual. And this real image and virtual image is very important in the study of light, and that's why sometimes we have to make the image of different object in case of mirror, sometimes in case of convex lens, and sometimes in case of concave lens also, sometimes in other cases. That's why how to make image of an object, this is very prime point. I want to tell you one clue point while making an image of an object. Whenever we have to draw image of an object, first we'll draw at least two rays of light from the object. And when it strikes the mirror, then it reflects back according to the law. And when it passes through a lens or passes through a medium, then it bends according to certain law. And after reflection or refraction, where they meet, at that point image forms. If they really meet at a point after reflection or refraction at a point, then the image becomes real and it can be obtained on the screen. But if they do not meet at a point but appears to be coming from a point, then image forms at that place. We can see that image, but we cannot obtain the same image on the screen. And so this is called a virtual image. Without example, it cannot be understood clearly. Look at this. This is, let's say, a plane mirror, and this surface is silver polished. And if an object is placed in front of it, then we can make the image of this object. What I told you just before this, at least we have to draw two rays of light coming from the object which must strike the surface of the mirror. Let's say this is one of the ray. And when it strikes the mirror, then we can draw a normal, and it reflects back from the surface of the mirror. And angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. This is very simple and we are clear about this. Now another ray also we have to draw from the same point, and when it strikes the surface of the mirror, then this is normal, it also reflects back. But the difference is, in first case angle of incidence is less, in second case angle of incidence is more. That's why the corresponding angle of reflection in second case is more than that of the first case. These two rays are diverging ray and they are moving away from each other, and there is no chance of intersection of these rays in the really reflected direction. And if we see the object from this side, then we'll be able to see its image at this place, which is denoted by I. Since the diverging rays do not meet in the really reflected direction, that's why we have to produce them in the opposite direction, and when they meet, the image of the object appears at that point. But really light is not reaching up to this image, but they appears to be coming from this image. So image can be seen at that place, and since light is not reaching up to the image, and we cannot get the image on the screen if we put a screen at the place of image. This is virtual image, and this way, in case of virtual image, actually light never reaches up to the image and the image cannot be obtained on the screen. But it is different in case of real image. Look at this is, let's say, concave mirror, and this is principal axis, and this point is focus, and an object is taken in front of the mirror, and I told you that at least we have to draw two rays of light from the object, and that's why a ray of light coming parallel to the principal axis is drawn. It reflects back and it passes through the focus. And another ray of light should also be drawn, and it is drawn from focus. And if a ray of light comes through focus in a concave mirror, then it reflects back being parallel to the principal axis. Both the reflected rays are intersected at this point, and when they intersect, image forms at that place. And since the ray of light coming from the head is intersected at this point, that's why head goes down and image becomes inverted. This image is formed in such a way that reflected rays are really reaching up to the image. That's why this image is real. And if we take a screen at the place of image, then we can get the image on the screen. This way, a real image can be obtained on the screen. Okay, now I want to revise this shortly. Look at this is the case of real image. Most of the time it forms real image, and this is an example. And this plane mirror always forms virtual image, and this is the example of virtual image. What are the basic differences between this real image and virtual image? Definition can be taken as first difference. Just for example, image which can be obtained on the screen is called real image. But in case of virtual image which cannot be obtained on the screen is called virtual image. Second difference, it forms by the real intersection of the reflected or refracted rays of light. But in case of virtual image, it forms without the real intersection of the reflected or refracted rays of light. Another difference, light really reaches up to the image. But in case of virtual image, light really not reaches up to the image. And this real image is always inverted, but virtual image is always erect. These are the basic differences between real and virtual image. Okay, I think I made you very clear about the real and virtual image with these differences. Today's target of the class is achieved, I think, and you are clear about real and virtual image. We'll meet in another class. Thank you.